What is up, gamers? The Red Dragon here, and we are talking about the next generation of consoles. So there have been a lot of people who have questions about whether or not they should be buying a console on day one. You know, how reliable is it going to be? Because there's been a lot of rumors that both of these consoles have had problems with heating and such like that. So anyway, I want to address those, but first I want to read a message that a user sent me. This one comes in from COD Zulu. He says, "Hey Red, I'm really uncertain if I should get a next generation console on release. I'm kind of uneasy as to if it's a wise decision or not. I want to get the PS4 as soon as possible, but my brain is telling me not to. I want to get the PS4 like no other, but I am having conflicting thoughts. I do not want to get burned by buying a console that turns into a lemon. I feel like I'm buying a car without test driving it. Any of the next generation consoles could have catastrophic failures or great successes and never have one problem. Nobody that I have seen has tested these consoles on how they act and perform after being played for 12 hours straight. I do not want to own a PS4 or Xbox One and have it work for 3 months." So, Zulu, I am sure that you are not alone in your train of thought. But first, let me start out with some of the points you made at the end about whether or not these consoles have been thoroughly tested for hours and hours upon a time. First off, I can guarantee you that both Sony and Microsoft have quality assurance teams. They probably have rooms set up where they just have consoles turned on constantly and that they can go in there and check on them. And so they do run simulations and tests in order to try to make sure that the quality is there. Also, independent people also have to take a look at it. The FCC, they have to test these products. So the FCC gets these consoles, they also have to leave them on for long periods of time, and then they come back and check them periodically. And the good news, since especially since you're looking at the PS4, is that the PlayStation 4 is actually rated cooler by the FCC than the PlayStation 3 was. So on average, the PlayStation 4 ranges between 41 and 95 degrees Fahrenheit, whereas the PS3 ranged between 113 degrees and 131 degrees Fahrenheit. But I can understand why people are a little concerned, especially considering that there's been rumors floating around lately that both the Xbox and the PlayStation have been having overheating problems. But the fact is, there's been no proof to back that claim up. And the thing with rumors is, anybody can start them. And a lot of these places that people like to run to for their rumor mill, you know, sometimes these forums or whatever, sometimes they're right. A lot of times they're wrong. And it's because anybody can make an educated guess and just claim it's a rumor. And, you know, maybe they hit it, maybe they don't. And so I don't like to, you know, go on rumors, and until I actually see something or hear something, or if we get a confirmation from a real source that's legitimate, you know, then, you know, I'll look a little bit more after it. But as far as rumors about overheating goes, I'm just not seeing any proof of that whatsoever. And in fact, there was just a recent article posted up that had quotes from several different developers who they say they've had both the Xbox and the PlayStation 4. They've had them both on, leaving them on for hours and hours, days at a time, sometimes overnight. And they said they've never even got hot to touch. They've stayed relatively cool. So the Xbox One also is built, they said, to stay on for 10 years. So it's not even built to turn off for 10 years if you don't want to. But look, in the end, as far as buying anything goes, whether it's a console or a new laptop, a new phone, whatever, I don't think you could go wrong with waiting and just kind of seeing, you know, what the reviews come out with, making sure there's no glitches. I mean, of course, that's always the safest way to play it. But also, if you go and you buy this on day one, I don't think you're going to walk in with a broken console that won't do anything. I just don't see that happening, at least on a mass scale. I could be wrong. I mean, they could totally screw this up, and but I just don't see it happening. I think if there's going to be more problems and glitches, it's probably going to be more minor stuff, probably in-game stuff like games maybe not working right or something like that, maybe a big server load on certain games or something, I don't know. But as far as the consoles go, even if it does mess up, look at the red ring with Xbox 360. I was one of the customers who had a red ring early on. But actually, I believe one of my warranties was already gone or expired by the time mine happened, but Microsoft still replaced it. So even if there is a big problem like this, you're going to have a year manufacturer's warranty on it, I'm sure. And also, if there are big problems, a lot of these companies will usually take care of you in order to correct the problem. So either way, I don't think you can go wrong whether you buy it on day one or not. That is just a decision that is entirely up to you, and I don't think you'll go wrong either way. So that does it for me, The Red Dragon. Post below, let me know, what do you think? Is it smart and better to wait and kind of see how everything plays out? See the final reviews on both of these consoles before you make up your mind? Or are you ready to pull the trigger right now? That does it for me, The Red Dragon. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.